Who says you can't rock voluminous, juicy, luscious, bouncy curls when you're in the hospital? So yesterday, the internal doctor came in and he said, "You don't need a colonoscopy." And I said, "Thank you." And he said, "You just need to rest your bowels and we just need to get you out of here." And I said, "Thank you." So I told my family and I was like, thankfully, my internal doctor is very level-headed and smart. And my mom was like, "Is he single? Is he cute? Is he young?" And I was like, well, actually. So I was actually feeling well enough yesterday to take a shower. I'm feeling, I wouldn't say a lot better, but I'm doing better. So today's mission is to talk to someone to help me get on insurance. So this Crohn's disease, I've been unable to work for decades because of this Crohn's disease, and I've also not qualified for disability, so I still had to work for years even though I was in no condition to work. So in 2012, before I had my stroke, I worked until the point I couldn't. Come in. That was the cute doctor. So anyway, for the past 2 decades, I shouldn't have worked, but I have had to work because I didn't qualify for disability. And I finally was awarded disability in 2019. And because I had disability, then I was able to get on state insurance, and then I was able to be followed by the specialists that I need. But then disability just randomly decided I no longer qualify. They discontinued it. I reapplied twice. They said no. So then, of course, I lost insurance. I had to go back to work. I was in no condition to. My symptoms worsened, and on a YouTube video about half a year ago, I said that I was just in a bleh place with like trauma and stuff, which is true. So to expound on that, I was living on my own in our family house. Everyone else had moved out and I was the only one still there, and I couldn't afford that huge place, so I had to move in with my mom and her narcissistic husband, not my father. But if you know, you know. If you know, you know. I was kicked out many times. My mom also wasn't able to advocate for me. So I was kicked out with nowhere to really go. Thankfully, God took care of me every single time I was kicked out. And finally, he fully kicked me out when my mom was out of town. And then I moved in with my brother, which ended up having an even worse effect. Come in. Even worse effect on my mental and physical health than living with the narcissist. I love my brother so much. He's just very intense, to say the very least, and I am highly sensitive, so it's just not a good mixture. So I have since moved in with my mom, and that is also, it's been a challenge navigating that, being an adult child living with your mom. I'm learning a lot about myself, though. It's a good opportunity to learn about myself. So when I first moved in with my mom, I was still working at this point. I went back to work in 2022 when I lost disability, and when I was kicked out of the narcissist's house and had to move in with my brother. So to co-rent with my brother, I just had to immediately pick up a job. So I did. And it was a fast-paced job, but it was a job that I knew I would be able to scoop up right away, and I was able to. My health got worse. I continued to work for 2 years until I got to the point where I was unable to work anymore. I was too sick. So I quit. I put it in my resignation letter, the reasons for my resignation. And I am once again applying for disability, this time with an attorney again. I know it's a long process, but it just sucks that I have to start all over again from square one when I finally was able to have disability, and the fact that I was denied twice afterwards, even with the fact that I had a colonoscopy and the doctor said it was the worst colonoscopy he had ever seen, or the worst colon he had ever seen in all 40 years of his practice. Like, doesn't that indicate that I'm pretty dang sick? So with the situation that I'm in now, I don't have a job, I don't have insurance. So if y'all would be willing to help me out, I'm going to be posting some CashApp information. And if you would like to make any donations, it would help me so much. I have not yet been able to record my music, which I still want to do, but I'm not going to be able to do as long as my health is still in this condition. I need to get better, and in order to get better, I have to have the right environment. I have to be able to allow my body to rest. I have to do what is best for me. It's tricky because I never know what is going to work for me. So far, nothing has. I know there's always more to try, and that's the mindset that I'm holding on to. And that's all I can do, is just keep trying different things. I'm very strongly considering bowel resectioning surgery now. I've been so against it my entire life, but it's looking like it could be promising. And if that gives me my life back, then it would be worth it. I'm so sentimental, and I don't want to give up those memories stored in my colon. Getting electrolyte infusions suck. I already got magnesium, and the pain was really bad. They just started potassium, and I couldn't breathe for a good while. They slowed it down, and now the pain is manageable. This is so taxing on my nervous system, though. And then I have another electrolyte in a little bit. Sodium phosphate. And it has aluminum in it. What the heck? What the actual heck? It makes me so mad. Why do they add poison? They're so dumb. I hate medicines so much. I hate it. But if you all are able to help me out, I will be posting my mom's Cash App below. I am not able to afford bills right now. I'm not able to afford my portion of rent. And I know that the only way that I can get help is if I ask. So if you can watch this all the way through, if you can send me whatever you can, it would mean the absolute world to me. I love you all, and I am fighting